to Juba. So
the first civilization to take Africans up.
All right. Thank you so much for joining my live Africa Maria the Darkest Berry. It has been a long time actually since I had a live. I wasn't feeling fine, but I feel better, and I'm sorry that I'm not using the video part. I'm not visible because I do not have electricity. The lights are off here in Uganda, Kampala. So I feel like it's just not right, okay, for me to be in the dark and again you know and I'm using a video which actually doesn't make sense to me. Now today's topic is I tried to invite some colleagues or friends who will be probably joining us in today's topic. Today's topic is all about the social and cultural structure that Africa and the Africans in Africa and those outside Africa or the Africans in diaspora are experiencing and what actually is going on. Now, today's topic is all about breaking the matrix. But before that, allow me, I'm gonna mute a little bit and I'll be sharing the video to probably some of our friends on different platforms. Okay, so allow me share. Okay, I'm gonna share so that you're able to have you're about to okay. Um, sorry, I had a bit of an trying to share this link to different platforms. Of course, I wanted some of my colleagues to join in with the discussions, and I believe they are coming. Now, we are going to dive right into the topic today: attack on African family system, or attack on the family system now. Most of us are actually living a kind of a matrix life where apparently we think the way we live is the way we are supposed to live. And something that skips our mind is that whatever or whichever way we behave or how we carry ourselves, how we respond to things is something that was designed by the system, something that was designed by the system. That's why we have what people usually call trends of how people are going to be putting on, trends where we see big designers deciding for the entire generation that this is something you're going to put on, trends that come where you find women's or probably women decide that all right, this time round for you to look beautiful you have to bleach your skin, and then that trend comes and fades. Trends that come and every woman has to palm their hair or to put chemicals in their hair, that's also a trend. Trends that come that decide that all right, this time round we want all young boys and men to circumcise, and people will be circumcising. I'm ready to come on. All right, please do. I'm not seeing your invitation. I sent you an invitation, Dwight Davidson. Thank you. So the trends that actually the trends that decide how people behave. So all this is something that was designed, or all these are things that were designed by the system. All right. We have seen a trend nowadays, more especially in African culture. We are so much embracing another culture compared to our own. Before, if you look back in history, it was very important for a man to be with his wives, because apparently men long ago had their different wives. They did not have one, or most of them had more than one, but they were living in harmony, and every woman was accepting that, yes, I'm supposed to get married, and probably someone else will come and join in. Now, there are different reasons why men were polygamous compared to today. I always say there were reasons that men in Africa were polygamous. And it's not only Africa. I've also come to realize a lot of cultures were polygamous before now. And now, today, leave alone polygamous, it is so extremely fine and exciting for a woman to realize that she's a single mom, she's a woman. Okay, okay, let me add you. Let me add you on. Okay, let me add you. All right, here we go. I guess you're on now.
Hello?
I Yes, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you loud and clear. Mm,
Okay, good.
yeah. So you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me on today.
Mhm. Sure. How are you though?
I'm doing good. How about you?
All right. So I was. I'm fine. I'm fine, except that I have a bit of headache, but I'll be fine. Um,
Hmm.
so we are discussing about the attack on the family system, and I was trying to go through a bit of the highlights of what happens now. I'm so very glad that you're here and you are outside Africa, and I believe probably you will be willing to share with us what it is like, what are black families experiencing outside Africa. Now, I'll give a bit of the account of what apparently is going on here. Throughout history, Africa was known to be one of the strongest family holding region. Africans, before now, we were known to be strong when it comes to family, when it comes to our tradition and culture. And the moment you hear the word culture and tradition, I believe the first thing that comes to everyone's mind is looking at Africa as a whole. And like I was saying, we have seen this changing from we have seen this changing from people, of course, dropping Africa's culture and adapting another culture that goes with that trend. All the cultures that they feel suit probably their generation or their style or whatever it is. Um, Before it was a shame, stories, it was a shame for one to learn that you were married somewhere and then you're leaving and you're going to get married somewhere and probably you're going back to your father's or mother's house. And now it is pride. Someone say she's a strong woman to have left that family to go and live with her parents. And it is like a pride or something that apparently people should be looking up for, which is a bit quite absurd. But anyway, um Dwight, how is the family
Well,
structure like in America?
well, the family structure in the United States among black people is in real bad shape. The it's not it's I would say 30% or less of black people are married, but there are a lot of but 70 to 80%, which means 70 or plus percent of the children being born are born outside of wedlock, outside of marriage. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's a real bad situation. I mean, the man is not in the household. That's why we have a lot of gang activity in the black community. Basically, that to me it just shows that the women are unable to raise the male children. Not all, but most of the women are unable to raise the men in a proper way, so that they
Mm,
grow up, have the knowledge and information on how to live and succeed in this, racist
mm,
society over here that we live in. Okay,
mm,
uh, just a lot
mm-hmm,
of, black on black crime, a lot of young black men. We have the literacy rates are not as good as, being able to read and write are not as good as you would think they would be in a modern society like the United States. So there are a lot of problems because of the
mm,
family structure. But the family structure was, destroyed among people of African descent over here during slavery. Basically, if the slave owner allowed you to marry, not marry,
mm,
you didn't get married. A lot of times, they just let y'all
mm,
live together, you and the woman and the man. The
mm,
children could be sold off at any time, as soon as they were born, or some years later. One of
mm,
the members of the family, the husband or the wife, could be sold off. to another plantation. Okay, so the family was very, very unstable. Then once slavery ended, there were attempts to, improve the black family situation among black people, uh, but the economic hardship and the patterns that were established during slavery uh, held that back a lot. But it was improving from the slavery ended in 1865. Okay, up until like the 1970s, it was getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And but in the 1970s, when the Black Liberation Movement started, the powers that be decided, oh, well, they're unified enough where they can try to, you know, resist their exploitation over here. So we're going to, they basically killed the leaders of the Black Liberation Movement, and they brought out black, they brought in feminism among the black women, and
Mm.
so and also they said, well, they brought out welfare. So they basically started giving women money and housing, but they couldn't have a man in the house. Okay, so this
Mm-hmm.
solidified the whole single female raising her children on her own. Okay, so now
Mm-hmm.
even though they may allow a man to be in the home for when a woman receives help, the pattern is already has been set where they don't. If men, it's just like I said, 30% of the households are married or living together. The other 70% are not.
Mm.
So that effort to rebuild the black is with the black and so people down. Hello.
I'm listening.
have you heard of Cynthia G?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have. Well, if you watch her show, she was very anti-black male
Mm.
show.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point, and I found out she's back on YouTube. How did that happen? I don't know, because I was the one who set her up to get put off of YouTube because I went on her show one day, and I confounded her because I told her, I said, "Well, how are you?" I said, "Black women are not able to raise young black men to be responsible, and y'all, but you talk about you don't need a black man to raise them. Then how's that
Mm-hmm.
going to change? You just perpetually her famous. Hold on, confounded. And one of her friends had to come on and save me, and he dropped me off of the show. Well, said she was off the air for about a week. Then she came back with her uh, abort all male black babies
Mm-hmm.
to YouTube about, and they banned her back on YouTube again. So we're gonna have to go back over there and see what's going on. And she's her show is instantly grown back. So that shows the Thursday basis
Mm,
among African American women
mm,
to fall into that viewpoint
mm,
that they have a hatred for black men. But then on the other side too, there's some black men who preach against black women. So like you're talking about a
mm,
trend. There's a trend now where there's a war going on between a lot. It's not the majority, but it's a significant segment. A war going on between African American men and African American women.
mm-hmm.
So there is a problem, a large problem. So, and I'm sure it's going on because I was doing some research, and even in Australia, yeah, I was reading where even in Australia there's and in a lot of countries in the Caribbean and South and Central America, uh, there has been for a long time try to marry a lighter skinned black person or marry a white person to, you're eliminating the race trying to become white. That's shown in what's that oh, uh,
Hello, I can hear you.
oh, okay. Now,
Hello.
like I said, the show the country next to Haiti, uh where they always known for saying, "I'm not black, I Dominican." Yeah, the Dominican Republic. The black people in the Dominican Republic, they scared to say they're black. They say, "I'm not black, I Dominican." They be black as night. Okay, and now a perfect example. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna stop. Sammy Sosa,
Yeah.
he's a famous black baseball player in the United States. He's in the Hall
Mm,
of Fame. Soon as he
mm-hmm.
retired from baseball, he went and got himself bleached. He bleached his whole body like Michael Jackson.
But
And
they say
his Michael
the
Jackson,
Michael Jackson had
mm,
vitiligo.
my Michael
Yeah.
Jackson bleached his skin. He said because he was his skin was turning. I forgot what the name of that disease is, where a black person's skin starts to lose its melanin, and he wanted to be white,
Vitiligo,
back looking like
vitiligo.
look him up, black now,
It's
huh?
it's called
What?
vitiligo. That
Yeah,
disease that
vitiligo. Well,
changes the skin.
Sammy Sosa didn't have vitiligo. He just wanted to be white.
Mm.
Okay, but he's looking pink. He's pink like a newborn baby rat with no fur on it. Okay, all right. So that's the you talking about trends. That's the trend that's going on over here in the black between black men and black women, and also the the dislike between it, and also the lack of marriage, the wanting to be white. But I've heard they've had skin bleaching going on in Africa also.
Yeah,
But Sammy,
we've got
so
like a
this
lot of people bleaching here recent.
what?
A lot of people are bleaching here as well.
Well, that's because we're these African countries are allowing psychological warfare to be carried out within their borders through the
Mm,
TV, through these television shows and
mm,
commercials and beauty products that are being sold in the country. Now here it was one country that had stopped. I forgot one country in Africa had stopped the sale of bleaching products and hair straightening products in their country. I forgot what country it is.
mm,
That's what all these countries need to do because it's having a bad effect on black unity, black marriage,
mm,
just black love in general. Okay, so those are some of the trends that are going on over here. You need to look. You need
mm,
to look up Cynthia G's channel and watch some of her videos of her live, and you see what I'm talking about. Now she was coming out against black men, but then she got pregnant by a black man. Uh,
mm.
and then she hid the fact that she had a baby. If you let her tell it, she doesn't even have a baby. But her friend, one of her close friends on YouTube, said, yeah, she got pregnant. She had a baby girl. Okay, but she's trying to hide it because she don't want it to be known. Because she was always talking about sorry black men. So this guy she got pregnant by, he didn't marry her. So uh, she started hiding the fact that she had a baby by him
Mm,
because that wouldn't fit in with her persona, her ideology. Okay, so that's yeah. And this woman, she hadn't been back on YouTube that long, and she's already up in close to 100,000 subscribers already. She got shut down, so her
mm,
followers are finding their way to her. So
mm,
this is what we've got going on, and but I've always said there's a Bible prophecy, and that says that in the end days, the last days, seven women will come to one man and say, "Please marry me." All right. So, and I think we're in those last days, and I think these women, not only in the United States but all over the diaspora, and maybe in Africa, because I think there's a rising trend in Africa to oppose polygamy, and
mm,
among the black women over there in Africa, you know, that I've seen several YouTubers coming out of Africa who are opposed to polygamy and different people, and so, but like I said, when the last days come and there's a lot of turmoil and stuff going on, like in Congo, Sudan, and look at what's going on.
mm.
The women are just, the women are just open prey
Now,
to the terrorists.
now, hold on. Now, nowadays, women are against polygamy, not because, maybe, not because some of them don't want it, but the generation we have now is not the same generation of our fathers and our grandparents. Because now the generation we
Hmm.
have right now, the system has changed everything. Even a man, let me say, for example, no, this is not only happening in Africa. We are seeing high rates of divorce. We are seeing high rate of single parenthood. It, be it single mothers or single dads, we are seeing a high rate of this. Now, both counterparts, or both of them, both of the male and the female, or the men and the women, are afraid, one, of their responsibilities. Two, they are not uh, they are not ready to go through the of course the marriage, or the marriage institution, because like the world is
Mhm.
showing people every single day that you are safe when you are alone. You are better when you are alone. The system is preaching singleness. You are alone, you are
Mhm.
far
Mhm.
better when you are alone. Now, if at all men are failing to take care of one woman who has even not given birth yet to a child, how will they be able to take care of more than one? Then two, they are seeing that
Mhm.
women who are living in polygamous families are experiencing a tough environment. One, this I can say it for sure. Most of the families that are polygamous in Africa, you realize that some of their children do not attend school. Some of them cannot even get a good education. Some of them cannot even get their basic needs, and it's so women have to
Mhm.
find
Mhm.
it tough and rough to raise these children, even if their parents or their fathers are around. Now, for a young girl seeing this happen probably in her family, how is she going to be sure that if this is left, if at all I live in a polygamous family, it's going to be different? Before, people had land. You would find a man in
Mhm.
Africa having a huge piece of land. They are raising their
Mhm.
cattle, they are raising their
Mhm.
herd, they farm, all right? Apparently, they can survive even if the world wakes up one day and closes all the stores and everywhere. They would still survive. But now it is different. You get?
Mhm.
Now
Well, yeah.
everything has changed. Now people actually, at a certain time, I feel like maybe they have, it is right they get scared of joining these polygamous families. But again, not all men are not capable. But the majorities of men are not capable. And then two, the world is crazy out there. The world is
Mhm.
extremely crazy. You wake up one time, even your own relative. We have heard stories where family are killing each other. All right. Now, we are
Mhm.
living in a system that is destroyed, that has failed, a system that we cannot trust anymore. And I feel like this basically could be the reason why people do not even trust each other. The moment I take 2 days, you have not talked to your boyfriend or husband, the second thing that comes into their mind is they are cheating. Somebody's not cheating, it's someone who's cheating on me, because this is the system. Now, this is the
Mhm.
generation where people do not even trust their own back. You
Mhm.
see, now if we live in this now in Africa, I personally, growing up, unfortunately, I do not have a chance to grow up with a dad, right?
Mhm.
And I do
Mhm.
not see my mom get married to any man.
Mhm.
But I've seen my mother hustle to make sure that we go to school.
Mhm.
I've seen
Yeah.
her hustle. But not every woman has that chance like my mom had. We grew up in a
Mhm.
very humble family, but we all knew we are supposed to work hard to make sure that we bring change. Now,
Mhm. Yeah.
do you know, Dwight, there are families in Africa where you find a father has all the potential and probably the money to raise his family, and he's not doing that. The only woman he cares for is the new woman.
Mm-hmm.
If he starts dating this woman today, he's going to make sure he takes the woman somewhere, show her that he has everything, and forgets the other first woman. And the moment this woman settles in and he feels like that, yeah, now this woman has settled in, she is my woman, or then he also
Mm-hmm.
drops that woman. He jumps on another.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the moment he sees a new one, he starts taking care of that woman, does everything. And the moment he feels like this woman has settled in, he also dumps that woman. Now you find that chain is running. Now these women are bearing children who have psychological trauma, children who have grown up in denial, children who have seen their father being hopeless, children who have seen their father not taking on responsibilities. How do you expect that woman to trust a man?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
when we love, we
basically,
daughters love our fathers. We daughters love their fathers, even I should say, I would say maybe more than their mother. Now, if the first man you love in this world has not been a man,
mm-hmm.
then it is absurd. And I feel like this is the reason. Even before everyone starts complaining, before anyone starts complaining about women changing, because of course we know we are the drivers of change. A woman is the pillar of everything. People should believe that, because we are the ones who impart culture in the children we raise. We impart
Right.
different things in the children we raise. Now, the system right now, or the society now, is raising women who are broken, women who do not trust their fathers. Now, if a woman cannot trust his papa, if a woman cannot trust his dad, there is no way in this world he's going to trust a man she has just seen. Now this is the biggest
Okay.
challenge. This is
And
the biggest challenge, you know.
right. But who raised those
J-
men? Okay, let's say in the recent generations,
mm,
who raised? Okay, then that's the same thing I told Cynthia G. What she tripped up on. I said, okay, who's raising these men now? Who's raising? Cause the homeless rate. I mean, homeless, not homeless. I mean the fatherless rate has been high since at least the 1950s over here. Cause we're in the 1950s, I would say at least 50, 60% of black people had a two-parent household. Now it's down to 30, 20%. Okay,
now you're
so I'm
you're
saying that
now
who?
you're
So once that broke, the women are having to raise the children on their own. So like you said, they having broken women, broken men,
GB
coming
Jabba,
out of these
thank you for joining.
families,
Have a great day listening in the background. Huh?
household. So that's why I told them. I said, okay, then y'all want to be single, and somebody. Oh, you bring somebody else up.
No, I was reading a comment. Now the system, the entire system went
Oh,
down that
oh,
like
okay.
this.
Men and broken women.
Uh
That's what I said. Broken men and broken women are coming out of these single parent families. And then, I don't know, when you like in Africa, well, in the United States too, when like black people left the South, the agriculture, living on a farm, and they moved north,
now
and
now
I guess
now
probably in Africa when people left the farm and moved to the cities like Kampala, Nairobi, then that led to a breakdown in the family because you don't have land to grow food on. So and a lot of times a man can't find a job like in the United States can't find a job
Mm-hmm.
because of racism. Over there in Africa, he can't find a job because of the corrupt government are stealing the money, and they're not developing the economy.
Mm-hmm.
So that you have a lot of men who just walk away from their family responsibilities. I'm not they shouldn't do that, but that's what they do.
All right. Now,
And
now, first,
then we had a broken family.
now, first, wait. I know having financial, having financial imbalances or instabilities can also be one of the reason why families are breaking apart or broke apart those days back. But I believe in you are working together as a family. All right. We are
Okay.
looking at if at all we are to look at the 1950s, where you say in America families started breaking apart in 1950s. In Africa, it was not like that yet. Apparently, families were still families in Africa compared to what is going on right now. Like I was trying to say, when polygamous has been in Africa for for quite some time, and polygamous
Hello.
has been here for quite some time, and I know one thing for sure. The reason why a lot of this is, or why women are running out of polygamous, is not because is not because probably of the financial issues. Because first of all, why would you take women, or why would you choose to marry more than more than one woman, or women that you cannot take care of? Because now in Africa we look at men being the initiators. They initiate
Mhm.
the relationship, they initiate the marriage, they initiate all this. Now, if at all you as a man, you don't have the potential of taking care of a woman, why should you take another? Before even we look at the economical structure, before even we look at the failure of the society or the government, why should you choose to marry more than one woman, yet you know you are not capable? Now, because there is a saying that says all African men are supposed to be polygamous, fine. I believe should be something both parties should agree on. Create, make sure that the first family is fine. Then, if you know that maybe they are safe, go and choose another. Because I'm telling you, these families are failing. I gave you an example.
Mhm.
Many, and actually, this is what is happening to 45% of the so called polygamous men in Africa. The moment a
Mhm.
man takes in the second wife, or starts courting, or dating, or sweet talking, let me use the word sweet talking, to another woman, what does he do? He forgets the wife that is at home with the two children or three children. Now, this man starts taking care of the new woman who has not even bared him any child, because for him, he feels that this woman is not stressful. All right. This woman does not, she's not expensive. Just because this woman does not have children, or it is only her tummy and all that. Now, after this woman settles in, and now this man is extremely sure that, okay, this woman now is mine. He feels like the woman is also probably boring, or now she's also becoming so demanding. And then he jumps to another bus that is taking another woman. Now, all this chain, like I said, leaves broken children. Now, we are having the biggest population of young girls and young men, young women and young men who are broken, who cannot trust people anymore, who feel like every man cannot be trusted. Because honestly, if I told me, Maria, I wake up one time and I cannot trust my mother, then who else will I trust? Anybody really? Now, At times we blame the society to a certain extent, but also we blame the fact that we have little knowledge or little love. Maybe we are mind enslaved. We do not, first of all, love ourselves, because if I, Maria, love me, I don't see me trying to hurt my children. All right. I don't see
Mhm.
me doing that. But people lack that. And then people lack the culture. It is not all about you working, going around marrying a new woman and being polygamous and moving majestically. Because men feel, actually, African men think being a polygamous man is swag. Someone says, yeah,
Yeah.
if I just tell them I'm having many women and I make them line up. There is a video. I'll try to show her. I don't know if I can come across this video. A man, he is like he's in Uganda. He has 12 wives. If you look at the condition these women are going through, if you look at the condition these women are living, and then you wonder. Then there is also another man of recent. And by the way, Dwight, I need to go there and make a live. I will do that. There is a man,
Mhm.
he has built his houses like hostels. You know hostels? But these hostels that are not, of course, flats, the plain hostels. And he has apparently like 20, 21 or 20 something wives. Okay. And now this in his hostel, he even built a bar. Okay, each time in the evening, after the wives finish cooking, they go and start dancing in this bar. And these women, even something, they have got
Uh-huh.
children. And this man, last time when we were covering the news about this man, he was like, the government should help me. I want these children to be in school. Now you listen to this man, right? I want these children to be in school. Now all these are my wives, and maybe probably the government should build a school around here and get me teachers. Like seriously, now if a
Yeah, I
man
mean,
has like 20
in most
something,
in modern developed countries, yeah, they build schools, but it's basically in every state or in every basically every city here, or in some it's a county. The people get together and agree to pay taxes to build a school and pay the teachers.
mm-hmm,
Okay, they pay taxes. Now that's what they y'all could do in Africa. Is
mm-hmm,
agree all the little towns or villages, or you get a whole group of them together, towns or villages, and they build an elementary school and a
okay,
middle
let
school
me,
and a high school, and they pay
uh-huh,
taxes every year to
uh-huh,
keep the school up and to pay teachers. Because these corrupt central governments are not. They don't want to pay shit. They want to put the money in their pocket. They don't want to pay for any
uh-huh.
teachers. So or the
Let me
school.
first read the comment. Um, let me read the comment. This is Jibi Jaba. He says, "Don't have a child if you can't afford it." He also says, two women. Okay, let me see. Women are having multiple children with the same 5% of broken word. Okay, women are having multiple children with the same 5% of broke men, perpetuating the cycle of ignorance and poverty. True
He
that.
said women are what?
True that. He's saying women are having multiple children with the same 5% of broke men. All right.
Well,
That's
yeah, it's
true.
well, that's what they saying. Like these women that are in poverty They been, you got a certain group of men in that neighborhood who know how to talk to women and get women to go to bed with them, and they're getting pregnant by these same men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, instead of
True.
choosing men that would be good, they want to choose the men that know how to sweet talk them in the bed. Okay, and then so it's the same women. I mean, so a whole lot of women are getting pregnant by
Mm,
the same sorry men. In other words, that's what
true.
he's saying. Which, okay, so that's what a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it is happening. But see, my point is, at least in the United States, even though polygamy is not legal, but you were talking about families working together. Okay, over here, you don't have black people don't, especially in the urban areas, they don't have land
Mm,
to for the women to farm and the children to farm. So they're gonna have, if they want a decent man, they're gonna have to agree. Okay, this is the this is the alteration of culture that or deviation of culture that I see have to take place in the United States. That's what I was telling Cynthia G, which made her stumble. But that
mm-hmm.
you got the women gonna have to agree to
Mm-hmm.
repudiate, repel all the sorry men, and matter of fact, label them and start a list. This man here, do not sleep with him, do not do anything with him because he has a child by me and he doesn't take care of him. They need to list these men so that they are outlawed, they are repudiated in the black community. Okay, then they need to find the men who do take care of their children, and they need to say, okay, we're open to sharing this man or these men with each other in a form of polygamous relationship because we know this man is dependable. He's going to work, and if necessary, we'll help. We'll go out and work. We'll share daycare with each other for the children, take care of each other's children, so all of us can work at different times, and then we can grow and prosper as a family. Now that's what needs to happen over here.
Now
Repudiate
in
these
Africa,
men,
now let
huh?
me let you in Africa, before it was women would live in harmony. And you cannot live in a family straight without having issues. At times, probably you may have misunderstandings or even argue about something, all of you, and
Mhm.
maybe sit and talk about it and you harmonize after. Now,
Right.
they introduced different organizations that believe, or different organizations that came in an like organizations that actually are there for women. They first of all they designed it in the mind of the women that we are extremely so emotionally and physically vulnerable, and we are supposed to be taken care of by not only our men but also the external people. Or so this put too much pressure. The external influence created too much pressure. One, if I'm having an argument with my man and I feel I'm discontented or I'm not contented with his decision or probably with what he has done, I have the right to take him to the courts of law. That is one. I have the right to go and report to this organization, and probably he has to pay a certain amount of money or of a fee or whatever it is. Now, when we live in that kind of society, that each time the society drafts it like it is okay, Maria, you are never wrong, it is the man who is wrong, because this is what it is. We have
Mhm.
also experienced men in Africa who are going through hell in their marriages. But because for
Mhm.
the men, they do not have these organizations that are willing to take them up or to listen. to them. We have seen men die. Men are dying. Oh my God. Men are dying in Africa. Men are being killed by their women. Men are being slaughtered, and the world is quiet, and there is no one coming to talk about it. You see, the
You saying
next
the
time
wives
men,
are killing the
someone who
yeah,
thinking,
wives that are killing the husband?
now why are people killing each other? Now, first of all, if at all we live in a society that does not address the real issues in families, this is what happens. You are
Mhm.
living in a family, you are living in a family that is not addressing issues. You are living in a family where men are psychologically disturbed. And the moment you talk to your fellow somebody that a woman is not doing this right, and then you are being laughed at, okay? How can you not
Mhm.
manage your wife? Are you so dumb? Are you not man
Mhm.
enough? It is believed that a man should handle, but it is okay for you to be weak, because there are some people who cannot be handled. Even their parents have failed to handle them. And how will you handle them? But because it is a shame for you as a man to stand and say, I cannot handle her anymore, you have to stay and hold on to the trauma and
Mhm.
fear to go home every evening and be afraid to talk. And what happens when a man is psychologically traumatized? He's not going to deliver. And then what is going to happen to the woman? She's also going to be the same. And what will happen in the family? Violence.
Mhm.
And when violence comes, people lose their lives. And in most
Yeah.
cases, you find that African men are holding back, because actually a man can punch a woman and she collapses. But because I know
Mhm.
if I lift my hand, then the government is watching. If I
Mhm.
lift to slap you, then I'm going to be arrested. And then it is you who is going to start slapping me. It is women who are hitting their men on the walls. It is women who are kicking the stomachs of their men, breaking their kidneys. Why? Because even if I beat my man and even to the point that he will have wounds, no one is going to arrest me. They will only arrest me when he's dead, because I've committed murder.
Mhm.
Men are moving because this is the design. Now you are doing this, children are watching. The next thing your son is gonna say, I want to have a child. I'm definitely gonna pregnant someone's daughter, but I'm not marrying her. All right, because I don't want to see her being like my mother.
Mhm.
Now this is something I feel like the society, I feel like the world is not addressing the real issues. And now this has caused a lot of problems in Africa.
Well,
When people
that
look
that's true.
look at when people look at Africa, the first thing is, wow, I've seen many people trying to point out, you have to be like an African woman, my dear. You have to be like an African man. Are you serious? The mangoes are rotten inside and outside. Whether in diaspora, whether in Africa, there is something we need to focus at. I always look at people having programs. We are talking about consciousness. We are talking about breaking the chains, but everything starts from the family. There is no way you're going to preach about Africa, about Black people united, when the families are not united. And this is the concept a lot of people skip,
Mhm.
because I'm going to take the information, all right? I'll sit, listen to a brother preaching about unity, and I'll be like, yeah, right. But again, I'm going to stay with that information because I cannot, I even don't talk to my family. But the chain should continue. And I feel like this is something that is extremely lacking. Let me first read some comments. What's up, Maria? And Jiba, I cannot stay busy. Okay, stop by to show some support. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, GB Jabba. Thank you so much, K Williams. Okay, you cannot tame a hyena. Exactly, you cannot tame a hyena. Attention. All right, you cannot tame a hyena. I brought the raincoat, Michelle. Support to have a great
So you shouldn't have
one.
been marrying a hyena. You shouldn't be
Uh,
marrying a hyena either. You should need to check what they like. No, that she was a hyena before he married her. He shouldn't have married her in the first place. If that's the case.
because at times you never know, you may think it is a goat. You may think it is a goat. But of course, like we always do, our show is always a 1 hour show. Allow me, guys, go. Probably tomorrow we're gonna have yet another interesting topic. Thank you so much. Dwight, do you have anything to say before we sign out?
No, I just want to tell everybody, the viewers, to spread the word about your show. And we need to get more subscribers and more listeners to your show. So, because you do have things, uh, positive perspective to share with people.
Mm-hmm. Sure. All right, guys. For those who it is always, whenever it's our final hour, people keep on coming, coming, coming. Oh, shoot. Mm.